Governor Greg Abbott of Texas is a pretty horrible guy. That's been clear this year with him, signing the voter suppression bill in Texas, demonizing trans youth, pretending earlier this year that windmills were the cause of the energy grid problems. But now he's gone too far because he's coming for your dogs. He vetoed a bill on Friday that would have made unlawful restraint of a dog a criminal offense, sending animal rights activists and legislators on both sides of the aisle into a fray and spurring the hashtag Abbott hates dogs. And this was quite a bit discussed online. Julian Castro tweeted, "I have to hand it to the governor. Anti-voting rights, pro-animal cruelty is a bold re-election measure." And it's one that he thinks he can win on in Texas. And honestly, I'm not sure that he's really wrong. So what is this bill that he vetoed? Well, State Senate Bill 474, dubbed the Safe Outdoor Dogs Act, aimed to ban the use of heavy chains to keep dogs tethered. The bill had bipartisan support in the legislature, passing the House 83-32 and the Senate 28-3.
Wow.
In Texas, they're coming together to protect your dogs. In his veto, Abbott said that state statutes already existed to protect dogs from animal cruelty, and the penalties proposed in the bill of $500 to $2,000 and jail time of up to 180 days were excessive. The bill said that dog owners could have dogs outside, but could not restrain them with short lines and chains or anything that could cause injury and pain to the dog. JR, would you like to side with Governor Greg Abbott?
No, because this is the thing, bro. It's crazy. So I'm really trying to find the motivation behind it, because a lot of times you can just follow the money. Maybe there's some kind of organization. I'm not sure which organization is advocating the cruelty towards dogs that paid him for his campaign. Yeah. So and again, as we saw the way it passed in the first place, how overwhelming it is. This is not. We talked earlier about unifying messages. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. It's kind of hard to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm all for this bill that allows cruelty towards dogs because that helps my life in some kind of way. I'm just trying to find what helps you out. Yeah, sure. I grew up in the country in St. Louis in the 80s and 90s, and there was dogs tied up and stuff, but people weren't advocating for dogs like they are now, or people weren't considering dogs to have this certain degree of need and care and rights that we didn't before. So that seemed normal then, We also used to think kids didn't have a certain level of pain that they would have. So a lot of times, anesthesia and stuff wasn't given to children way back in the day, right? Because they thought kids can't feel it. So we learn and we figure things out. And when you do, you kind of let go of the craziness, like, oh, this is gonna be too hard on dog owners that need to tie their dogs up. And by the way, you know what happens a lot of times, and this is just maybe an anecdotal event. But when you get the floods and hurricanes and tornadoes, whatever happens in these wild areas and people evacuate their homes, many times they leave their dogs tied up against the house to sit there and deal with the issue because they're getting out of there. And so they leave their dog tied up and he's watching the impending death come upon him.
Oh, geez.
Does that sound like something you want to support? It just seems weird to me.
Oh. I'm just so happy to have you unified with me in support of dogs. I love it. Yeah, and the fact that in Texas there was actual bipartisanship, and he attacks it, and he goes on to say, in terms of why he opposes, he says Texans love their dogs, so it's no surprise that our statutes already protect them by outlawing true animal cruelty. He says Texas is not a place for this kind of micromanaging and over criminalization. Micromanaging. So why did all those Republican state legislators in the Senate and the House, why did they support it? Are they bought out by Big Dog, whose name is Clifford, by the way? Why were they? Are they in favor of micromanaging? I don't know what's up with Greg Abbott, because you make a great point, JR. This doesn't seem like one where there's a clear financial interest. So is it just that he's one of the many Republicans that is so broken that he can't love a dog? Is this to try to appeal to Donald Trump, a guy who seemingly hates dogs? In fact, uses dogs as the biggest insult he knows.
Sure does.
I don't know. Yeah,
okay, so the part of it, he said he's outlawing true animal cruelty. The statute's already there by outlawing true animal cruelty, which means he's insinuating this is not actual animal cruelty. We have true animal cruelty on the books. This is fake animal cruelty that about tying up dogs and make sure there's heavy chains on them and whatever length of a rope, all these details about it. And by the way, one more small thing about this. He's talking about micromanaging and overcriminalization. Just yesterday, Lakers player Alex Caruso was arrested in Texas for possession of marijuana. He had a grinder on him that had marijuana residue in it. He was arrested for that in Texas because they don't micromanage and overcriminalize in Texas.
A consensual thing you can do for yourself. Micromanaged. Yep, 100%. Also, credit to Connecticut for legalizing marijuana this week, my hometown or home state. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.